Hello, my friends, my colleagues, my dear family. It really drives me bananas. As like rest of you who have woken up, are searching for truth, and you are looking to certain channels where the truth is coming out. And then, of course, these guys also have to live from something, so they push advertising, and they think that they are doing good thing because they are really advertising something that is healthy, it's good. And this is why, through all these channels, truth channels, so-called, again we are being bombarded by lies for profit. Most of us now are aware of the scam of big pharma, how they are poisoning us under pretenses of healing us and collecting our money. Well, I'm talking about this for a long time, but I still am bombarded by questions. Well, can I supplement? Can I take this vitamin or that vitamin or magnesium? Or what about fulvic acid? Or what about I have bad knees? What about chondroitin? Well, you know, I have this and that, and I'm getting this and this supplement because it's good for me. Anyone who is following my work for a longer time or has read enough of my articles or watched enough videos is well aware that supplementation, not only that it's not necessary, but actually is contraindicatory. We are basically putting more garbage in our body that body has to cleanse. And we are putting garbage in a body that is full of garbage. It doesn't matter where the garbage comes from. We have dehydrated bodies because we are all afraid of salt. We are brainwashed this way for this particular reason. So we don't take salt, because salt is absolutely necessary so the body can maintain enough blood volume. And why blood volume? Because majority of the blood is the serum that we call plasma. And this plasma is diluted seawater. It is loaded with all the minerals that we find in the seawater. Why? Because our body is electric and it needs perfect conductivity, electric conductivity. So it achieves it by balancing water with minerals. This gives proper ionic action. If we are low on minerals, body will eliminate water just to be able to keep the correct ionic action. Same as our cells will be eliminating surplus of acids to maintain the correct acidity so it can hold electricity and maintain the proper voltage. Now, when we are dehydrated, the blood cannot cleanse. Not because it's missing minerals, but because it's missing water. And without water, it cannot cleanse. And it will not hold water without minerals. And the minerals do not come from veggies. It comes from meat And since we are eating very small amount of meat and we are eating mostly veggies, we need to supplement minerals. Same like herbivores have to supplement minerals by finding place where they can lick, chew salt. And all herbivores are the resource where they go to munch on salt. And every farmer knows that they have to give to their, even to the horses, but definitely to cows, sheep, goats, they have to give them salt. They don't have to give salt to their dogs if they feed them correctly. But since now people are feeding even their carnivores, cats and dogs, they are feeding them with pellets, which are basically processed vegetable garbage. They are low in minerals. So now I recommend, yes, put little sea salt in their water to drink so they can raise the level of their plasma, they can cleanse, because domestic omnivores and carnivores like cat and dog will come down with the same chronic elements as we do for the same reason, toxic blood, because it cannot cleanse. And it cannot cleanse because we are low on salt. Low on salt, we are low on water. No matter how much water you drink, you will be low on water, on plasma, on blood. And your body cannot cleanse. When it doesn't cleanse and blood gets polluted, your cells do not want to hydrate. Now cells hydrate through two different means. I made a video about it. Well, just a reminder. One is passive hydration, because cell is like a porous sponge. And as plasma goes, or blood goes, or lymph flows by, it can, what is small enough, can penetrate through, but it doesn't go deep in. It just chirp, and it washes off a little bit of the dirt that it can get out in this way. And this is why faster flow, the more garbage will come out, but still it's a passive. And as the cell does not actively hydrate, doesn't soak in, so passively it steadily gets more and more polluted from the center out. And this way, when cell is toxic, and especially when we are sedentary, slow lymphatic flow, then the slow movement pokes very little bit of garbage out, and very little water can go in there. And the cell becomes more and more acidic and toxic, because it cannot, the only way it flushes out, again, it's pure physics, forget about chemistry, it's pure physics. When it engages its osmotic pump by producing potassium, which is larger than the holes of the membrane, so it accumulates, makes the liquid at the inside of the cell denser, and dense liquid starts soaking in liquid of less density, like a sponge, and then increases level of plasma and starts create pressure, and with this pressure now starts pushing out the potassium and toxicity. This is active osmotic hydration. And then another emergency hydration is when cell does not want to make potassium because blood is toxic. So it does not want this blood in, but it is overly acidic, and brain as a central command center decides, wow, this cannot be, we have to get some of the acidity out, we have to push some water in it. Then it creates inflammation locally in the tissue that is in critical state. So whenever you have any inflammatory process in your body, you know that your organs that are inflamed are in critical state of acidity and high dehydration. But what we do, Now we are suppressing this hydration because the inflammation basically closes, constricts, not closes, constricts the artery and vein. So under higher higher pressure is building up behind. So under more pressure, blood squeezes into the tissue, and then it needs to build up pressure in the tissue because before it can squeeze it out, and this is inflammation. If you have more inflammation in the body, then the backup pressure that is created raises your blood pressure. Now, we are being told doctors use pharmaceutical poisons, and when something like this happens, they go and give you diuretic, one way, because let's get water out. Usually you have high blood pressure. Oh, let's get water out because now you have back pressure. Who cares back pressure? But doctors have no clue why is this pressure there. Because they think, oh, too much salt. Salt absorbs and leaves the water. All nonsense science that are being taught in the school. We gobble it up and we think we're very smart because we can repeat what says in a book. And doctors give you anti-inflammatory, diuretic or anti-inflammatory, or now the new fashion is steroid. Steroid, yeah, because it's anti-inflammatory. Why? Because steroid body produces when it's in stress. And when it's in a stress, healing is a lace of a problem. So all the inflammation stops immediately because your life is in danger. You need all the possible energy now concentrated for quick thinking and muscle action to get out of the jam. And this is why when you take steroid, your body goes like, stop healing, stop inflammation, stop everything. Let's just focus on how to run from this situation. Now, as a toxic buildup happens in the blood, as blood becomes more and more toxic, this is affecting the cell because with the water, some of the toxicity, especially the plant garbage that is ending up in the blood, plant don't want it. So tries to protect itself. How? By creating a stress proteins. We call them also heat proteins. And these reinforce the membrane, make the membrane of the cell a little denser, so the pores squeeze down. Now, smaller the pores, now less garbage can go in from the blood, but also less water. So more toxic blood you have, more dense membranes come on your cells. So now passive cleansing is minimized. So we are getting rapidly more and more toxic on a cellular level. What happens when less toxin comes into the cell because membranes are now dense? Well, less toxin can come out of the cell. And you become resistant to flu. Because when the membranes of the cells become very dense because there are a lot of heat proteins in them, because the blood is very toxic. Now, there are toxic elements in the blood that cell really does not want in it. Vegans are full of those stuff. And they always say, oh, I never have flu. My immune system is great because of this veggies. Because the membranes are so dense of cell protecting itself from this. So it's keeping all the garbage in. No water can penetrate. So blood does not get really dirty much because no garbage from the cells come into it. And even when we go in a stress situation, little shock, little cold, and cells squeeze Well, they have such a dense membrane that not much garbage can come out. So not much cleansing needs to be done. Remember, all the symptoms of disease is nothing more than toxicity. Toxicity in the blood and cellular toxicity, which often increases the toxicity of the blood suddenly because of the squeezing problem. Now, doctors prevent this, as I told you, now I explained to you, through antihistamines, steroids, and diuretics. Because with diuretic, they cleanse a little bit the blood, because body wants to get rid of this poison that just came in, and symptoms calm down. Now, what does the alternative medicine do? What I call them, the supplement pushers. They do the same damn thing by using plants. Oh, sell you turmeric. Turmeric. Poison. Cells create more heat protein. Now, less garbage comes out of the cell. And even inflammation doesn't go there, because cell does not want to push this stuff in. So we say, oh, it's anti-inflammatory, it's healthy for you. Same happens with higher dosages of vitamins. Especially all the vitamins on the market, they are basically vitamins from vegetables. They are different than our vitamins. Even the vitamin C. Vitamin C that you find in animal blood and animal meat, it's 100% absorbable. You take all of it when you eat the animal. From plant, 3%. Why? Because it's a different thing. The body has to restructure it. And it can restructure it when it's healthy. If you're not healthy, very often it cannot do the job, or does it marginally. We are being lied to through the nose. And misled experts, they don't care. They're there for money. Same like physicians. It's same thing. I tried to teach Dr. Mercola. He banned me from his site. I tried to teach Mike Adams, Health Ranger, never responded. I probably never saw it. Who am I? But it kills me, especially when I receive these offers. A one-time offer. Don't buy turmeric until you read this article. And then tell you how turmeric, there is impure, pure turmeric, and their turmeric is the purest, It's all sales spiel. And at the same time, they are poisoning you. Because it's a pure poison. Same as it's a garlic, medicinal remedy. Yeah, you can take medicines when you are in an extremely difficult situation to help yourself a little bit. I have majority of clients that I'm working with are heavily medicated and very toxic. Otherwise, they don't call me. I just received today email of people thanking me about one gentleman that is a musician and 2 years ago was diagnosed with arthritis in the hands, was crippling him, read my articles, start taking a plasma, and now 12 months later, he's completely okay, arthritis is gone. Now the whole family is going to go on it. It's not enough. We should do the protocol completely. Now we have to change the food also. So we can reprogram our genetic expression to where it should be. But I'm just mentioning this because I receive these once in a while letters from people that, I have no clue that they are following the protocol, because on purpose I do not share my work with the scientific community, because they are going to bury it, they're going to laugh at me, that they do anyway, and they'll go against me. I don't care for these experts. I'm sharing this directly to you, to everyone who has capacity of thinking. And this is why I'm always comparing things with nature, pointing, look, don't trust me, just look at nature, look what's happened, think about it. And then try, it doesn't cost you anything. I'm not selling anything. Yeah, my books. And hopefully I think very much to those of you who buy them, because this is what supports me so I can live. And a few donations that I received, and thank God for some people, especially Blage, that is extremely generous, basically keeps me going. So it is important. Stop buying supplements. We have to destroy this industry as well. I'm sorry. I know that Dr. Merkel probably thinks well, even though after I told him that he should be selling not refined sea salt instead of the Himalayan salt, he banned me from posting comments. So this makes question. Is he really interested in people's health? Or only in his money? So stop with supplements. You don't need them. I have a very difficult cases. People who, some of them could not even move. Some of them are so toxic that for few months consecutively, the blood is so polluted, pollution coming from the cells as they are detoxifying, that they are in tachycardia. Tachycardia always comes when blood becomes very polluted. And when it's very polluted, then symptoms go back a little bit. And people are afraid. And we think, oh, it's a salt. No, it's not. Well, yeah, the salt helps you to cleanse, but what causes problem is your cellular garbage that is coming out. And you can be polluted from the cells or from the food that you eat. From the food that you eat, you usually get polluted slowly, little by little. But as the cellular toxicity accumulates, when the cells start cleansing, wow, this can kill you. This can kill you. Fast detox can kill you. And yeah, I always recommend, please, if you have chronic problems, contact me. It's better that you have someone supervising and leading you, because very often people get afraid, they get into tachycardia, something happens, and they stop taking salt. And now the garbage that came out of the cells is sitting in the blood. It cannot be cleansed because you stop taking plasma. So you are creating a worse problem. This supplement stuff is really, really bothering me, only because there is no difference between pharmaceutical poison and plant poison. Pharmaceutical poison is based on a plant poison chemistry. same damn thing. Don't do it if you want to heal. I did not have one single case yet of people who had healed, and a lot of them were on supplements and medical poisons. And as they cleansed, none of them needed any supplementation. Not with vitamin D, not with vitamin C, not with vitamin B, not with magnesium, not with calcium, not with... And here people are drinking. I have a dear friend of mine, Jeremy. He's poisoning people with moringa all the time. Moringa, big thing, yeah, there's a... Well, why do you feel better? Because it shuts your cells down. That's why you feel better. So accumulating poison until it comes to a certain point and pow. So it makes you feel better for some time. But ultimately, you'll suffer just because of it. It's all toxic garbage. It's all medicinal. Medicinal is toxic. New healing is going to be strictly physics. Change, adjustment of frequency. I'm sorry I got hyped up a little bit, but this really bothers me because, yeah, I like to listen sometime to And We Know or X22 report. And when I hear this advertising for turmeric or collagen, hey, collagen, we sell special collagen, there are 5 times because different collagen is here and here. It's all bullshit science. What you need is hydration. Collagen is not going to make you younger. It's a protein. Eat eggs. Science makes no sense. We are being told garbage science. Stop giving money to those people. They are robbing you blind and poisoning you at the same time. Okay, not with collagen. Well, yet again, I don't know how they extract it, what they do with the stuff. What other poison is in there? But collagen is protein. You eat any animal product, you get the protein, you get those amino acids, and your body then decides what to create from them. What kind of protein is going to be made? Collagen or whatever else? Or maybe just turned into fat because it's not needed for anything else. When you have a skin crease, it's not because of lack of collagen as these schmucks are telling us. It is because of dehydration. Hydrate and you will see you lose creases. I'm 66-year-old, I don't have any creases. And for sure I'm not buying that garbage that they are selling. We don't need any of it. And it's mostly toxic. I have just been contacted from a guy from Lima who was loading himself on proteins for bodybuilders, thinking this is protein. He doesn't have to eat other protein. And he started losing weight and he's terribly sick. Who knows what is in this shit that you are buying? Packaged stuff. Get meat, get eggs, get cheese, get yogurt. Even the stupid homogenized milk is better than the garbage that is in those bags because you simply don't know what is in there. Well, I hope I made a point and you think about it. Thank you for being here. Love you all. Till next time.